Shadur Sanders arrived as if he didn't want anything, but he's already causing a stir in Cleveland. And if it depends on the lack of targets in the offense, he could end up taking over sooner than expected. With a group of receivers almost in draw mode, the Browns seem to be playing all their chips on improvisation. And to make things even more confusing, the team has stacked quarterbacks as if it were fantasy. What could the front office be up to? Before watching this controversy, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to post an exclusive piece of news that will shock fans. So subscribe so you don't miss any updates. Alright, so here's the scoop out of Cleveland, and it's a little wild. The Browns shocked some folks when they snagged Shadur Sanders in the 5th round of the draft. Now, Shadur's got the talent, and despite being just one of 4 QBs brought in this offseason, don't be surprised if the rookie ends up seeing real action sooner rather than later. But here's the thing. Cleveland's wide receiver room? Yeah, it's looking mighty thin. Outside of Jerry Jeudy, it's basically a desert out there. And get this. Even after bringing in 4 quarterbacks, the Browns didn't draft a single wideout. Not one. Their only real move in that department lately? Signing Deontay Johnson, a guy who somehow managed to bounce around 3 different teams last season. That's not exactly the stability you want for a young QB trying to find his footing. Now, Browns legend Hanford Dixon, and when he talks, Cleveland listens, is convinced the front office isn't done. On his show, he basically said, yeah, moves are coming. They have to be. According to Dixon, Judy's the only real weapon right now, and the rest of the room? Backup guys who might develop, but nothing that makes you think, yeah, Shadur's in good hands. So what can Cleveland actually do here? The draft's in the rear view. The free agent pool is more like a kiddie pool at this point, with maybe a couple vets like Keenan Allen or even Amari Cooper floating around, though neither seems super eager to hop on this train. And any major trades? Most of those ships have sailed too. Word is, the Browns did take a swing. They reportedly reached out to the Saints about Chris Olave, but New Orleans shut that down fast. No dice. Still, it feels like something's brewing in Cleveland. Maybe GM Andrew Berry's cooking up a surprise, because if Sanders is going to get a shot this year, and it looks like he will, he's going to need more than just Jeudy out there. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough ride for the rookie. Do you think Shadur has a real chance of taking over soon? Let us know in the comments, and hold on tight because the QB room in Cleveland is even more chaotic than it seems. All right, let's talk about the Browns quarterback room. And buckle up, because it's one of the strangest, most unpredictable setups in the league right now. You've got Kenny Pickett coming over via trade, Joe Flacco making a return after his late-season magic last year, and 2 rookies, Dillon Gabriel and Shadur Sanders, waiting in the wings. It's like a QB buffet in Cleveland, but none of it screams franchise guy. Most folks expect Flacco or Pickett to get the nod in Week 1, with Flacco slightly ahead because of that solid stretch he had in 2024. But if you ask Pro Football Focus analyst John Costco, Flacco might be riding high on nostalgia more than anything. Else, Costco just dropped his pre-OTA QB rankings and split every starter into 6 tiers. The top, all the usual MVP candidates: Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, Josh Allen. Way down at the bottom, that's where he put Joe Flacco, 29th out of 32. He labeled him a low-end, short-term option, basically saying what a lot of people are thinking. Yeah, Flacco's a cool story, but he's also a 40-year-old rental. Costco wasn't hating either. He gave Flacco credit for steady play, saying he can keep things on schedule and give the offense a chance to find its rhythm early in the season. But let's be honest. The Browns didn't spend big to solve the quarterback problem, and their guys ranked dead last in EPA per dropback last year. So they're clearly not looking to win games on the arm of their QB in 2025. Even with Flacco's poise and experience, the ceiling here feels like 9 or 10 wins max. That's if everything clicks and they somehow catch fire. But the long-term plan? It's not about Flacco. This is about grooming the next guy, or guys. And it's only a matter of time before Shadur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel starts getting real reps. So while Flacco's return might give the Browns a head start, In building some stability, don't expect him to hold that spot for long unless Cleveland unexpectedly becomes a playoff threat. This feels like a classic case of start strong, pass the torch, and Browns fans should buckle up. The youth movement's coming, and it's not far off. The truth is that the Browns seem to have no clear plan. They haven't reinforced their targets and have piled up QBs without a name that inspires the future. If Shadur really is the guy, they'll need to help him soon. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything about this soap opera in Cleveland.